Good morning. Morning, everybody. Look up here. There we got the moons on the other side of the Zeppelin. Lead is very heavy. Imagine Led Zeppelin. It wouldn't fly. And then there was Fly Patterson, heavyweight boxer. I remember when I was a child. It's funny playing around with words and with names and with ideas. Here we have a waterfall. It's a small one. It's only 20 centimeters. 15, 20 centimeters. People, God bless you this lovely morning. You know, we have a marvelous world that has been given to us as a major gift for our lives. And it's great to have human family. What a blessing. But today we see in our reading the amazing story of human dysfunctionality. Human family dysfunctionality, when selfishness is the tune that's played in the heart, the music that we choose to play, my music, my interests, my. And then when envy and jealousy become violent, first of all, that they're there is a big problem. Even if they don't become violent, because they're always a threat. They're worse than a terrorist at the door, because they're going to destroy the peace of my heart. It's a bit windy, so I'm putting a strap down over my head so it doesn't blow away on me. So I'm tied up there, and that's what we need to do with the passions. We need to bind them, obviously, with God's word and God's grace, but also with our own decision. We need to call out our broken heart in the midst of our family life. Anger can play a role in family life, a terrible role. And we need to know anger is a great thing as well. It's worth another talk, another day, another chat. Maybe when it comes up in the scriptures, we'll deal with it. Somebody has an immediate problem with anger. It's a marvelous conversation Pope Francis held about 2 months ago. He's doing a whole series on vices and virtues. Vices, both are habits, repeated actions that build up patterns of behavior, and good habits are virtues and bad habits are vices. And unfortunately, vice is glamorized and glorified and given a theater place that sometimes people can be confused and think that it's a good thing. Vice is a very bad thing. We got some action here in the sea this morning. Pretty roiled up, more so than yesterday. And that's the way our heart is when our passions are out of control. When we don't educate our passions, when we don't form our virtues. And so we have Joseph. He's the cause of dissension in the family. The brothers don't like him because daddy is too nice to him. He's a special child. He's treated so special. How would you like to be out on a boat in the Sea of Galilee? Oh, I missed a big one over there. Let me get this angle here. We get both walls. Wow, we got a nice one there. I would like to go for a swim this morning. And this isn't even a storm. Look at the trees, it's just a little breeze. Look at this tree here. Hardly any motion. It's amazing watching the ocean, watching the fire. Even watching a candle, but a big fire. And this is just a little lake. Oh, there's a big one just I missed here for you. There we got a good one. Wow, that's a nice one. So that's the way our heart is many times. Yesterday there was a very powerful line. Who can know the heart, the human heart? And sometimes it's really roiled up with covetousness, with ambition, with greed. They sell their brother for 30 pieces of silver. Come on, guys, give me a break. And now he's sold into slavery. What's he going to go through? And all the human trafficking today we haven't learned, you know. The education task for parents to raise their children around the dignity of each person, of each sibling, of a sick person, of a neighbor that maybe has some little oddity, not to laugh at them. That's a great education that parents give their children. This is really getting washed out now, this corner here. Sometimes, you know, when things are going smoothly and we're not tested, we think we're great people, but stir up our heart a little bit and we see what we're capable of. Selling our brother, and even wanted to kill him. Let's kill him. Humanity needs a lot of prayer, a lot of grace, a lot of miracles. Has your heart ever been angry? Have you been ever suffering from envy? So we can't judge the others. We need to come to the rescue like a fireman rushing to a house on fire with the truck and the sirens, to help people that are broken, that are angry, that are frustrated, and we've no idea all the stuff that went on in their lives. And I say that absolutely because only God knows the trials every heart has, the injustices they feel, the scandal they receive from parents and even from church members, places, and even teachers, places where they should only be receiving good. And in the backdrop of that humanity, we're having a psalm which says, "Remember the marvels the Lord has done." And that's just after reading the line, "They sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver." And if we skip down to the next spot, the Gospel, Jesus tells a parable which in a certain sense captures the history of humanity. The entire history of humanity to the present day. And the Lord created us to have a harvest of goodness in our hearts, and He gets bitter grapes. That's another parable. But this one, He's coming to get the good fruits, and the people in charge, who really in the end of the day are us, end up killing His messengers. And you know what? Besides being clearly an explanation of Jesus' own ministry and mission to come to save us, it's also a model for us ourselves. When we endure injustice, like Joseph, not to go the route of revenge and hatred, of self-pity and complaint about all the injustices, little petty injustices or significant injustices we might suffer. There's such an incredible redemptive model in Joseph. And he's in charge of all Pharaoh's stuff, but that's not today's reading. But that's why we can say, remember the marvels the Lord has done in the midst of human misery, in the midst of human brokenness, of hearts totally in upheaval. What a marvelous morning here. And that's our lives. On the one side, we ourselves have a very great potential to do harm to others. On the other side, we receive harm from others. It's part of the dysfunctionality of human family. And in all of that, God works His marvels. So if we're going through a hard time at this moment with a child, with addictions, with injustice, real estate injustice, reputation injustice, employment injustice, political injustice, and even situations in the church community that seem very wrong to us. We don't have to become the hatchet men. We can become the redeemers. Through prayer, through kindness, through trusting in God's hand in all of this, that it will turn to great blessing for everybody. A prayer of intercession for those whose hearts are most roiled up today in every sector of life. And a prayer for those to sustain those who are becoming redeemers. They're switching around from becoming complainers to redeemers, following the example of Jesus. No matter how badly treated, to have a word of salvation and redemption, even for Pilate, even for the centurion crucifying him, even from the co-crucified brigand. From complainers to redeemers. People, God bless you. See you later, alligators. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, I put in an extra link this morning in the text because the Interfaith Encounter Association posted the YouTube of our conversation the night before last, which was actually very blessed, I think, and people have given very nice reactions. It's about an hour long, so maybe something for the weekend to sit down with the family and to hear different thoughts about the challenge of living together with people of very different religions and convictions, which is our daily work here. We're working together here in Magdala with Muslims, Jews, Druze, ethnically Bedouin, some people, atheists, agnostics, everything, everybody. So this little conversation the other night might be very interesting for you all. God bless you.